Brought to you by the Every Dollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
So about 2 weeks ago, my husband lost his job.
Oh, that's so scary.
Communication issue with his employer, who's also the owner of the company. It's a very small company, and he's been working with him for over 15 years. And he got fired over text.
Wow.
I make decent money, but we don't have any savings. I have a 401k, but our expenses alone are about $5,000 a month, and it's just not enough to cover all of our expenses with just my salary. And I'm looking at getting a home equity loan, not a line of credit, but a loan, to hold us over and consolidate some debt until he can find some other employment.
How much debt do you guys have?
It's not going to be anywhere close. I have about $20,000 in credit cards. There's 2 car loans. One is about $18,000, and the other one's almost paid off. So there's maybe $1,000 left on that vehicle.
Okay. Any other debt?
3 401k loans that come directly out of my paycheck, and that's about $400 a month, and that's about $26,000.
Okay. So this problem started long ago. Even with 2 incomes, you guys have been unable to keep up your lifestyle.
Yes.
So what's been going on beneath the surface? This job just revealed the house of cards that you guys have built, but it wasn't the issue.
No, our relationship has been broken for probably 15 years. We bought this house in 2017. I was able to qualify for it under just my income. At the time, we had 5 kids living in the house, and my father, who has since passed away. We're down to just 1 child. 2 of our kids don't even speak to us. But I don't want to lose my house.
Yeah. I'm going to ask you, please. Hey, Rosa, listen, you got a ton going on, okay? Let's knock these out one thing at a time, okay? Because real quick, what anxiety does is it begins to go, and then, and it spools on us, right?
Yes.
And you haven't slept in the last week, have you?
Not a lot.
I know. Please do not put your house on the auction block for a short-term problem, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I want to not promise you, but almost guarantee you something. Your husband has not told you the full truth about why he got fired. I saw
the text. It's been a communication issue between him and the owner, and I actually know the owner. We've known him for probably the whole time we've been married, 25 years.
Okay, hold on. You're jumping right back into solutions. I'll back out. Cool. He got fired from that.
Sorry.
There's one solution right now. He's got to get 2 jobs today at Walmart and at Home Depot. And then he's got to drive tomorrow morning. And he can apply for jobs later. Y'all don't have any money. This isn't the time for hacks. This isn't the time for debt consolidation. This isn't the time for putting your house on the block. Because one thing you've proven to yourself over the last 20 years is something always comes up, and the worst case scenario usually happens. So why in the world would you put your house on the block?
Yeah, you understand. You take out this home equity loan, you now have a second mortgage, and your home is at risk.
If you miss a payment, they take your home.
Well, I make enough money that I could cover.
You just told us you don't.
Consolidation's going to pay off all these credit cards.
No, don't do consolidation. You're just moving debt around. It's like putting Spanx on. It doesn't make you like if I put on a bunch of Spanx, it doesn't make me weigh less. Right? It just makes a particular pair of pants fit better. It doesn't make me.
They market these products to people who are desperate like you, thinking this is going to be the thing that fixes it all.
That's right.
Or it's going to be a Band-Aid to get us to the next week. And you're going to be calling back a week from now saying, we can't make the HELOC payment. They're threatening us. They're going to take away the home. We can't make our debt payments. So the solution here is, number one, your income, and then your expenses. You said you have $5,000 in expenses. Right now, we're in survival mode. So all we can cover is basic food, utilities, our housing, and transportation to get us to our job. That's the only thing we're doing.
Right.
Anything else is getting removed from the budget. And I can tell by the way you're talking, you guys have never sat down to make a budget to tell every single dollar where to go. So it starts tonight. We're going to go, here's how much Rosa makes. You're going to pause all investing. Are you doing any investing right now? I'm guessing you can't because you got 3 401k loans out.
I'm just doing the 3% that my company matches. I just lowered it.
Lower it to 0.
Weeks ago, I've started.
Is it at 0?
Okay. Okay.
You need every single dollar you can squeeze out of your income. Do you understand? So 3% matters. 1% matters. So how much will you be taking home after tax, after healthcare premiums? How much can you bring home every month as it stands today?
Let me look real quick here. 4,000.
Okay. So now we have a solvable problem. Our expenses are 5,000. How do we get our expenses down to 4,000 or less this month? And find out how much lower you can get those expenses. And then go, how much more can we make with husband working 3 side jobs this week, doing whatever he can to bring an income, swallowing his pride, doing the side gig, asking people, what can I do to serve you in exchange for money to cover the gap?
He's not willing to do that.
He's unwilling to work?
He's applied for unemployment. So that's what he's been working on. He says he's been applying for jobs and he's had a few interviews.
Is he an able-bodied
He
man?
doesn't have a job yet. Pardon me?
Is he an able-bodied man?
He's got some health issues. He's 57 years old.
But he can go do something. I don't understand why he can swallow his pride and take unemployment, but he can't swallow his pride and go do 2 side hustles.
Right?
I don't understand.
Have you sat down and said, I need you to swallow your pride on this one? Or don't even say that because he'll fight you on that. I don't have any pride. Can you say, hey, for 3 months, I know you're grinding, but we got to go make some money.
He's counting on this $320 unemployment.
That's
He's
what's
just
going to
trying to
save
stick
this?
it to his old boss. And the moment he gets a job, they cut it off. Like, I don't.
Right.
How much are these cars worth?
One is probably about probably the 18,000. It's a 21 Chrysler, and
Okay.
mine is a 2017 Toyota Camry. But there's, like I said, we only owe 2 more payments on that one, so that one will be gone. And
Well, what's the Camry worth?
I'm thinking probably 8,000 the way it is.
And you
I
owe
have
1.
to keep-
So you could make $7,000 right there. And you could sell the other car and be, free and clear of it with $7,000 to get you a car. Could you go down to a single car since homeboy's unemployed anyways?
I don't know that he'd be willing to do that either. Like I said,
He doesn't have any
relationship is broken,
choices.
so we don't hardly even talk.
Okay, here's the deal. We can't help you, huh?
You guys lit the house on fire, and he's saying, well, he doesn't want to go. He's warm and cozy.
Yeah, we can't help you if every option we're putting up against he won't, then at some point you have to decide, do I want to be safe or not? And if he is really as unhelpful and won't speak to you and whatever as you say he is, you're in a situation that is unsafe. Get with some girlfriends in your local community that are friends of yours and sit down and walk through the challenges here. You may need to see a local counselor. You got big challenges ahead of you, but please don't take out a HELOC on your house.
Create your free every dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life.